I have some good news. We have our garden box from Amazon. So this is not sponsored. It's a product that I purchased and we're going to put it together today. This is a 9x3, I believe. I think that's what it was. 9x3 by 1 foot tall garden bed, and there should be 2 of them in here. So we're going to unbox it, set it up, and order some dirt, fill it with dirt, and I'll show you the whole process on the way. So let's get going. I'm gonna carry it into my backyard. It's not the lightest box, but it's manageable. So let's go. So I don't have the biggest yard. I do have a garden shed, and as you can see, it's not very big. So our grass does need cutting. I'm going to cut our grass first. I have a bunch of rose bushes over there. So my plan was to put the 2 garden beds right along the edge of the sidewalk. First I have to cut this grass and then we can lay it down. So there's going to be a couple ways to do this. You can either dig up the area where you're going to be putting the beds so there's no grass, or I'm going to show you a trick what we can do so we don't have to dig up that grass. Okay, got the box in the backyard. Let's begin. Oh, that grass is pretty tall. Well, that looks a lot better. Grass is all cut. It was pretty thick too. Time to open the box. So, let's see what this... Oops, sorry. This is my first above ground garden. I was actually looking for a 2 foot above ground, but being on a budget and finding it online is a little bit difficult. We're not paying over what my budget was. A box in a box. All right, what does it say? Raised garden bed. So it's 9 foot by 3 foot. Pack 2. Yep. Okie dokie. Time to open this box now. Alright, I finally cracked into this box. It's very taped down. Isn't that crazy? Like, just in this box, there's 2 garden beds. Feels nice. Looks like it's, so these are the corners, and these are the sides. And I'm guessing this is all the nuts and bolts. So, but I wanted to show you the panels. And I do believe it does have this protective plastic on. I don't know if we have to take that off. I don't think so. You can see here it's kind of, whoops, I have to show you. I don't think there's any instructions in this box either. What's this? Here's for the second bed, I believe. No instructions. Should be pretty simple to put it together, but it would be nice to have somewhat instructions. just to know if I have to take this plastic off or not. So I started taking some of that plastic coating off. I think it was just like a protector when they're cutting the metal apart. So I think I'm just gonna pull all that off because you can see it's kind of bubbling up here anyways. So yeah, I don't want this thing to rust. I don't know if it will rust, but I'd rather have this off than keep it on. I'm gonna do a little bit of research, see what I can find online as well. The videos that I've watched, I've always seen them take this off, so I think I'll just take it off. Funny thing is these sides don't have any coating, but the corners do. Strange. Took a bit to unwrap all of the plastic or the corner pieces to get all the plastic off the sides. The inside also does have plastic, but I'm just going to leave the inside on. And yeah, because it took a while. So, all right, time to get this thing put together. Go back outside. You gonna take this outside? You want to carry it, buddy? He's like, no, Mom, don't think so. Okay, so it should look pretty good. I've got all those pieces there. Just gonna open up these boxes and see what the bolts and screws and stuff look like. So like I showed before, there was 2 packages, and that's what that looks like. So I believe this is one for each box, and there should be enough stuff in there. So there's washers and screws and bolts. So now I guess to go get some tools. So a good thing to have would be to have one of these. I don't know much about tools. This is size 10. Anyways, this will be good to hold on to the nut while you take your screwdriver and where's the washer here? And your washer. So we're going to be putting on like that, and then you put this onto the side of your garden bed and then you screw it on. So we'll demonstrate that here. Alright, so I have all my tools ready, and I went ahead and laid out 2 of the beds that we have to screw together. So I'm going to show you how to screw it together just by a couple examples, and then I'll bring you back once I have them all screwed together and we can put the beds in their place, as they're not quite in their place yet, and we're gonna get to make sure that we have it in the right place before we end up putting the dirt into them. Okay, so you're gonna want a washer and a screw. Put those 2 together and just place it in the hole. Take your side panel and put that right through the hole. Make sure all the holes are lined up, and then just take your nut and screw that on. So we're going to hold the back nut with this thing, and we're going to tighten the screw. Just like that. And you do that all the way down. Let's start on the bottom and tighten the bottom one first, and then the middle ones. And just like that, we have one done already. Now just to do all the other ones here, and we'll have it complete in no time. To make it a little bit more organized, I put all the washer things, the little ring things, onto the screw part. So then I have it ready to go, and it's just quick and easy and makes things faster. And I was using my knee pads, but if you don't want grass stains on your pants, just use the box, cardboard of the box that the beds came in to protect your clothes from grass stains. There we go. That'll work. If you are worried about the top of this bed being sharp, you don't have to worry about this section. It isn't sharp like some other beds show that the top part is sharp. The only part that could be sharp would be these corners. So if you're worried about scratching yourself or nicking yourself, you can just get like a old garden hose or some kind of a black tube, cut it in half, well, not in half, but one side of the hose, and slide it over top, so it kind of creates that barrier of a protection. I don't have any on hand right now, but if I do end up getting some, I will demonstrate on how to do that. But it will help you from nicking yourself on those corners, because they can get sharp. But this edge isn't bad, so I don't have any complaints on this part. So just something to let you know about. Check that out. So I put the cardboard inside, so now I can just work from the inside and put it all together. Plus, stay tuned because I'll tell you why right after I get this rest of the bed installed. One bed down, second one to go. Am I ever grateful to have all the parts? Most times my luck is I'm missing a screw, a bolt, a washer, or something. But this is what I'm left with for creating both of those. Wow. Yeah, it took a little bit, but I got it done and it looks awesome. So it wasn't too hard to install. We have two of them here. They did come in a bundle. Now, the reason I put cardboard in on the bottom, and I'm going to do it to this one too, is I didn't remove the grass. You can if you want, but I'm not going to. But if you lay cardboard down first, and then you put your dirt on top, because this is only a foot deep, it's not that deep, so you don't want to put sticks or anything in there. You could if you want, but put the cardboard down, the grass won't grow through the cardboard, it'll just die. And then you put your dirt in and you put your plants in. But I am going to be adding a little bit more cardboard because you can see the grass is still showing. So you definitely want all the grass to be covered so it'll die. So that's what I'm doing. So that's just the box that it came in, and I gotta go find another box for that garden bed. But I got them all screwed in. Super easy to do. Just a lot of crawling around, and boy, you get played out. So the next time I'll bring you guys back, I will have dirt inside of these garden beds, and I'll plant a little garden. Get that started. If you'd like to subscribe and stick around, I can show you what the garden looks like later on in the summer, how things grew, and I can kind of give you guys an update on how this bed did. So I got all my cardboard inside. What I'm going to do is once I get the dirt laid down, then I'll just trim up the edges and don't have to worry about the cardboard on the outside. The grass is all covered, so it shouldn't grow through. I ordered 3 yards of dirt, and I've got some of it moved over from using the wheelbarrow and shovel. I can't just dump it in with the wheelbarrow because I don't want to wreck the sides. As you can see, it's touching. So here we go. Gotta fill it up now. Bring you guys back when it's all done. I finally got the garden beds all done and set up. Now it is time to trim all of this cardboard away. So it's pretty simple as I started here. I'm just gonna quickly show you. So you just take an X-Acto knife. I'm doing this left-handed here. You just trim that away along the side. Once it's cut away, it'll rip off, and you won't have to worry about your grass growing inside of your garden beds. So I'm going to finish trimming all this up, and then I'll show you my garden beds. So here are my 2 raised garden beds. They're finally done. So it took me about 3 days to put them together, lay down the cardboard, fill it with dirt. We used about 2.5 yards of dirt to fill these. And then just ran to the greenhouse and I picked up some tomatoes. So here we have some just red tomatoes, Prairie Pride tomatoes. So I got some of those. And then I got some romaine lettuce. And I planted some lettuce butter crunch seed. And then we have some more kind of lettuce. This is just a Great Lakes head lettuce. And these are some more tomatoes. I've got some lemon boy there. A couple of those. And then in the back, I planted my peas. So, of course, I just planted them so they're not showing yet. And then I did 2 rows of carrots right in the center. So that was in the first box. We'll see how that comes up. And then in the second box, I planted some parsley seed. Here we have some basil. And we have some dill. I watered it. It was a little cool last night, but it should pop back. And then we have some onion chives. And then I planted some green beans right here. And some yellow beans. And then on this side, all right here is just a bunch of onions that I planted. They are just yellow onions. I planted some peppers that I grew myself. And then here I planted some tomatoes that I grew myself. So if you'd like to stick around, subscribe, comment below that you'd like to see the garden later on when it's more mature, just to see how it did. And I can give you a better review on how these raised gardens are. So far, I really like them. They're easy to put together. The top isn't sharp. Like I said before, the only sharp part would be if you scratch yourself on a corner. Other than that, not too bad for being a foot high. I think they look quite nice. So, thanks for joining. If you stuck around, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, if you learned anything. We'll see you next time. All right, bye guys. Oh, one other thing that I'm gonna let you guys know. These curves make it so easy to cut grass because I just ran the lawnmower right around them. Super easy to go around.